Louis Tomlinson, the charismatic frontman once known for his boy band charm in One Direction, has always possessed a knack for reinventing himself in the most unexpected ways. From the synchronized harmonies of global stadium tours to the introspective grit of his solo endeavors, Tomlinson's journey has been one of evolution, marked by vulnerability, resilience, and an unyielding passion for music that transcends genres. At 33 years old, the Doncaster native is on the cusp of yet another milestone, the release of his third solo album, tentatively titled How Did I Get Here? Slated to drop on January 23, 2026. This announcement alone has sent waves of excitement through his dedicated fanbase, the Tomlinsonators who have followed his post-One Direction path with unwavering loyalty. But what truly sets this project apart isn't just the music, it's the serendipitous role played by an unlikely muse, the lush, laid-back paradise of Costa Rica. In a recent interview with Rolling Stone, Tomlinson opened up about how this Central American haven became the birthplace of his creativity, crediting it not just for inspiration but for the very existence of the album. The album would not have existed without Costa Rica, he declared, a statement that peels back the layers of his artistic process and reveals a man embracing the hippie-ish ethos of his later years. To understand the profundity of Tomlinson's gratitude toward Costa Rica, one must first contextualize his solo career's trajectory. After One Direction's indefinite hiatus in 2016, Tomlinson stepped into the spotlight as a solo artist with Walls in 2020, an album that blended pop-rock anthems with raw emotional confessions. Tracks like Kill My Mind and We Made It showcased his growth from the cheeky lad of What Makes You Beautiful to a storyteller grappling with fame's isolation. His sophomore effort, Mildly Dark in 2022, delved deeper into introspection, exploring themes of loss, particularly the devastating impact of his sister Felicity's death in 2019, and the quest for personal redemption. Critics praised its maturity, but Tomlinson himself admitted to feeling creatively adrift amid the promotional whirlwind. It was during this period of flux that he sought solace beyond the UK's grey skies, drawn to Costa Rica's verdant rainforests, pristine beaches, and a cultural rhythm that pulses with pura vida, the local philosophy of living life to its fullest without overthinking. Tomlinson's immersion in Costa Rica wasn't a mere vacation, it was a deliberate creative pilgrimage. Arriving in the coastal town of Tamarindo, known for its surf breaks and eco-lodges, he rented a modest villa overlooking the Pacific, far from the paparazzi's glare. Here, amid the symphony of howler monkeys and crashing waves, he shed the structured songwriting sessions of his past. As I've got a bit older, I'm really buying into more hippie-ish ideas, he confessed, a far cry from the polished pop machine of his boy band days. No longer chained to deadlines or label expectations, Tomlinson allowed the environment to seep into his psyche. Mornings began with yoga on the beach, afternoons with impromptu jam sessions under palm fronds, and evenings lost in conversation with local musicians who introduced him to Afro-Caribbean rhythms and indigenous storytelling traditions. This organic approach yielded some of the album's standout tracks. Lemonade, a buoyant ode to bittersweet romance that captures the tang of fresh-squeezed citrus under tropical sun. Sunflowers, a folk-tinged reflection on growth and resilience, inspired by the golden blooms dotting the countryside. And Lazy, a languid groove that embodies the hammock-swaying ease of island time. I realized I liked the idea of just bathing in that atmosphere and seeing what happened to the music there, Tomlinson elaborated. I don't think songs like Lemonade, Sunflowers and Lazy would have happened without Costa Rica. These revelations highlight a pivotal shift in his methodology. Previously, his writing was collaborative and high-pressure, often co-penned in sterile studios with producers like Julian Bunetta. In Costa Rica, solitude became his co-writer. He describes scribbling lyrics in a weathered notebook during rain showers, the patter on the tin roof mirroring the emotional downpours in his verses. The country's biodiversity, home to over 500,000 species, mirrored the lush complexity of his inner world, allowing him to explore themes of impermanence and joy without the weight of expectation. Collaborations emerged naturally too. A verse from a Tico guitarist on Sunflowers adds an authentic Latin flair, while field recordings of ocean tides underscore Lazy's meditative bridge. Thematically, How Did I Get Here? Promises to be Tomlinson's most liberated work yet. I hope it feels like a reflection of how confident I am, but breezy is a real nice way of putting it, he shared, evoking a lightness absent in his heavier previous releases. This breeziness isn't superficial, it's hard-won. Tomlinson's life post-One Direction has been a gauntlet of personal trials. The aforementioned family tragedies, a public custody battle for his son Freddie, and the relentless scrutiny from fans and media alike. Yet, in Costa Rica he found a respite that reignited his spark. It's been a long time since, professionally and personally, I've been able to have a little spring in my step. So, hopefully that comes across in the record. Fans can expect a sonic palette blending indie folk with subtle electronic pulses, influenced by the island's chillwave scene and Tomlinson's love for artists like the Lumineers and Hosier. Lead single teases suggest anthemic choruses laced with vulnerability, perfect for festival stages where Tomlinson has honed his live prowess since headlining Doncaster's own racecourse. Beyond the music, Tomlinson's Costa Rican odyssey underscores a broader narrative of sustainability and cultural exchange. As a father and advocate, he's increasingly vocal about environmental causes, and his time there deepened this commitment. He volunteered with local conservation groups, planting mangroves to combat coastal erosion, a metaphor for rooting oneself amid chaos. This experience bleeds into the album's ethos, with proceeds from select tracks earmarked for rainforest preservation. It's a full-circle moment for an artist who once symbolized youthful escapism, now channeling that energy into purposeful art. As anticipation builds, Tomlinson's announcement coincides with another bombshell, a multi-million-dollar Netflix deal with former bandmate Zayn Malik for a One Direction documentary. This collaboration, their first major joint venture since Malik's 2015 departure, promises archival footage, candid interviews and reflections on the band's seismic impact, over 70 million albums sold and a fandom that redefined global pop. For Tomlinson, it's a nod to his roots, but how did I get here? Asserts his solo sovereignty. Costa Rica, with its unpretentious beauty, didn't just inspire songs. It reminded him why he creates. In a career defined by reinvention, this album stands as a testament to finding one's rhythm in the world's wildest corners, proving that sometimes, the best muse is a place that whispers, pura vida. The ripple effects of Tomlinson's Costa Rican revelation extend far beyond his discography. Fans have already launched ecotourism campaigns tied to the album,